Hey everybody, my name is Reagan Berry, and this week we were asked to define lone wolf attacks and what they consist of, as well as choosing our own lone wolf attack and kind of going into more depth about it. So I'm gonna get started, and if I keep looking down, it's because I have my notes. Yeah. So lone wolf, the definition is people that act alone without clearly identifiable associations with terrorist organizations or networks. They profess an intellectual or ideological identification with extremist causes, but they are lone operators who act on their own. So, like, I guess, like, a more recent example I would give of that is the whole thing with Charlie Kirk. I think that was a lone wolf attack, but that one wasn't in the book, but I was just more recent. I think that was one. These are often driven by different things such as race and religion. The lone wolf attack I specifically chose actually focuses more on race and a man who went into a church in, I believe, South Carolina, and he murdered, let me see, I want to say it was like 9 people. Yeah, 9 people. His name was Dylann Roof. He shot 12 individuals, killing 9, at a Bible study at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina. All of his victims were African American, and he committed this crime after these people welcomed him with open arms, took him in, like, let him be a part of the Bible study. And I guess it was like almost an hour in, he, attacked these people. And he also had a website titled The Last Rhodesian that was a discourse on what he considered to be basically an issue for the white race at the hands of people who were not white. He also believed that the white race was the superior race. And there were many photos of Roof, like, posing in front of a Confederate flag. The Confederate flag was all over his website. And yeah, he was basically just going into depth about why he believed that the white race was the better race, and kind of gave his own little ignorant examples as to why he thought this and why he believed this to be true. And yeah, he was charged with 9 counts of murder, 3 attempted murders, and possession of a firearm. So I would assume he is in prison, as he should be. Yeah, I just think it's really crazy that, like, I'm just gonna go off track a little bit here. I think it's crazy that there are individuals in the world who firmly believe that there is a better race than the other race. Like, I just think that that's wild, and it makes me really sad that these people lost their lives because of somebody else's views and beliefs. Just makes me really upset. A short-term and long-term effects. I feel like this was also short and long-term, but not feeling safe in your place of worship, like where you go to worship whoever, whether it be God, Buddha, whoever, and then something like this happens to you, like, or in your community. I just can't imagine. That's scary. And the media coverage really, with this case, emphasized racial hatred and what it does. And I believe they showed like specific parts of his website and also got into like the history of the Confederate flag and all of that kind of information. And they also really emphasize the vulnerability of places of worship. And that's kind of like what I was saying is like you go to these places, excuse me, to feel, I mean, I guess not to feel safe, but in these places of worship, you just wouldn't, I wouldn't go into church. I wouldn't think about anything like that happening. And the fact that that's something that we have to think about, it's really upsetting. Public fear also increased for the Black community, specifically, I wouldn't say specifically in the South, but in the South. And like I said, the vulnerability of the places of worship. And as a result of this, they started putting more surveillance cameras inside of churches. And yeah, and I think lessons learned, like a really big one, is that online radicalization is a huge risk factor. If you see somebody being ignorant, like blatantly ignorant on the internet, I don't know. I think it's scary because it's like, okay, what is this person gonna do? Like, what is this person capable of? You really never know. And I think that this is just a prime example of you just think a person's ignorant and then they end up going way beyond ignorant. And yeah, so thank you for listening. I think that it was more of like a little rant than it was anything else, but I appreciate y'all listening, and yeah, have a good week.